are making fun of her when her own team came out and exposed her skin whitening secrets, which make her appear white. Her admirers vowed vehemently that she used to simply appear darker because she was darkening her skin. However, she was recently heavily exposed for bleaching. Furthermore, I don't believe she will be able to defend herself in this case. People are accusing her of attempting to be white, and some even claim that she wants to be Marilyn Monroe. Now, you would think that since white Republicans make up the bulk of those supporting her, black people would stand up for her, but they are also joining in. All of this began a few days ago when racist white folks began to show up for Beyoncé's performance because they were angry about her wearing a blonde wig in her latest advertisement for Levi's jeans. Now, the reason it ballooned out of proportion was that Sydney Sweeney's jean ad with American Eagle, which was released just days before BAS ad, essentially utilized racial overtones to claim that Eurocentric characteristics were superior. This type of stupidity was the reason racist white individuals were present. For that, they gave Sydney and American Eagle high marks. At the same time that everything was taking place, BAS advertisement was released, and she was sporting a blonde wig that was arranged in a manner reminiscent of Marilyn Monroe's famous blonde hairstyle. The supporters of Sydney chose to run with this and began accusing Beyoncé of attempting to be white. Although they claimed that people were traveling to Sydney, they remained mute while BA transformed herself into a white woman. Among those who came for BA was Piers Morgan. Additionally, he attacked her on Twitter. Additionally, he attacked her on his show as if it were his last. He wrote on Twitter, very disappointed to see Beyoncé culturally appropriating Marilyn Monroe in her new Levi's ad. A popular screaming Republican podcaster, Megyn Kelly, who always has something negative to say about anyone who isn't white, also joined into the chat, and she went off on Beyoncé by labeling her all kinds of false and whitewashed. The Sydney Sweeney ad is the reverse of this. The fact that Beyoncé is not natural is obvious. Her image, notoriety, success, or appearance below are all purchased and paid for. Screams that are overly forced, phony, exaggerated, or artificial. These claims that BA whitewashed her own skin tone are not new, as I have stated previously. Actually, it began in November 2023 when she showed up for the opening of her Renaissance film, looking like a black-featured white lady. Her golden wig, which just made her appear even more radiant than usual, didn't help either. To be fair, Beyoncé is a pale-skinned woman, so it goes without saying that she won't appear dark-skinned. However, she was plainly a few shades darker than she is now in the pictures that were taken when she first began her career. She used to tan a lot to seem that way, according to several who sought to defend her. However, some said that she was bleaching in order to promote her country record and appeal to more white people. According to one commenter, Beyonce is whitewashing herself. Someone else commented, Cara White is being used by Beyoncé. Miss Tina intervened as she usually does to protect her kid because she wasn't around when she was being pulled through the mud. Came across this today and decided to post it after seeing all of the stupid, ignorant, self-hating, racist statements about her lightening her skin and wearing platinum hair, wanting to be white. She captioned the photo of Beyoncé that some were using to support their claims that she was bleaching. You jerks conclude that she is whitening her skin in an attempt to pass as a white woman because she appears in a movie called The Renaissance, which has a silver theme throughout, with silver hair, a silver carpet, and suggested silver clothing. How depressing that some of her own people harbor jealousy and hatred and carry on the foolish narrative. Of course, as a fashion statement clown, she accessorized her silver dress with silver hair. Alien superstar. Of course, the fact that a white woman dared to approach Neil, Beyoncé's hairstylist, is quite heartbreaking. She was from TMZ to say that she wanted to get Neil to make a comment regarding the fans' claims that she wants to be white. The fact that this white woman felt so entitled to talk about her blackness, however, infuriated me. That certain black people, yes, you bozos on social media lie, fake. And act so naive that you don't realize that. Black women have had platinum hair since the days of Etta James is what's most disheartening. Returning to the entire controversy between Beyoncé and Sydney Sweeney, it only grew worse once an interview with Matthew Knowles, the father of BA, went viral, and he acknowledged that Beyoncé's success was mostly due to her fair skin. He claimed that when Beyoncé first entered the business, he noticed a trend of lighter-skinned female musicians receiving greater airtime on mainstream radio and chose to capitalize on it to elevate Bey.
About this research study that was done on colorism in the music industry, and it found that over a 15-year period, it was overwhelmingly lighter-skinned women who would get top 40 airplay. It was Alicia Keys, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce. Tell us about Mariah, tell us about that study, because I was like, this is important to know, right? That people don't talk about that.
Yeah, actually, it was one of my classes at Texas Southern. We have a degree there that I helped create called Entertainment Recording Management. You actually get a degree in that. So they actually did research, and what they found was exactly what you said, because in the music industry, there's still segregation. As you know, there used to be the black division.
Oh yeah, race records.
Right, race records. And programmers, especially at pop radio, has this imagery of what beauty looks like. And they wanted that imagery to be the same that's singing those records. And if you look back, even at Whitney Houston, if you look at those photos, how they lighten her to make her look lighter complexion. Yeah. Because there's a perception in colorism. The lighter that you are, the smarter, the more economically, there's a perception all around the world about color, even with black folks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a perception.
How different do you think Beyonce's career would have been if she were a darker skinned woman?
I think it would have affected her success. And I use Kelly Rowland as an example.
Great songs, yeah.
She's a great example. But, the great thing is Kelly did exceptional outside of America, especially in Australia. Kelly sold over 4 million records. She just got off script.
Bey. Interview. 438-630, you all heard it. Directly from the horse. This is one of the main reasons why some black people aren't assisting in her defense against those racists. They believe that she deliberately profited from the system, and now she is only complaining about it because it no longer serves her interests. One commenter questioned why Beyoncé didn't sport textured wigs, cornrows, or banana knots in the Levi's commercial. It seems strange to me that she selects a black aesthetic for her projects that emphasize blackness or for some of her urban songs. However, she is adopting a white girl aesthetic when she asserts that country music was a black thing. Despite my admiration for Beyoncé, I do believe that her marketing tactics exhibit genuine cognitive dissonance. She purposefully alters her style to appeal to a larger audience, often at the expense of emphasizing blackness in visual representation. Bey looks great, but I would have loved it if she had worn an afro in the advertisement to prove that black jeans are good jeans, another user commented. We gripe about Sydney Sweeney promoting her beauty instead of promoting our own as the norm. Now though, I'd want to hear your opinions. How do you feel about Beyoncé's purported bleaching? Do you guys believe that she is genuinely attempting to pass for a white woman? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Additionally, remember to click here to view this additional messy